Betty. Welcome to a lovely rainy Toronto day. And yeah, we're going to go up to Bloor, then we're going to go over to Parliament and then down. That's the plan. Hopefully the rain doesn't drown us out, but let's see. The street I always start on for some reason. Dude, no. There we go. Hey, Juanita, how you doing? It's a beautiful day here. It's been raining all morning, and now suddenly it's getting a little nicer. So I figured I'd take advantage while it's that rather than where we've been. So we're going for it. Seeing what's around. Yeah. Okay, what's going on here? There we go. Well, hopefully y'all are enjoying the beautiful wet morning. I know I am. Actually really worried that it would just rain the entire day today. And now it's nice that we have like maybe an hour while there's no rain. We'll see. We'll see where it goes from here. But also, probably should have used the restroom before I left. If only because I think I forgot to brush my teeth this morning. Which is, I'm not saying on brand for me. But every now and then. I always say, I do like the way the pavement looks when it's rained. Then you get the beautiful different variations. It's been raining like all day. Well, like for the past couple hours. And now it's finally kind of broken a little bit and just taking advantage while I can. Also, if anyone is ever at Church and Wellesley, there is a wonderful little cafe bakery over here called Wistful Thinking. I just like to shout them out because they're excellent. They have the city's best monkey bread, which is like this bread that you can hold. There it is, right there beside the pizza. But yeah, definitely check it out if you're ever in the area. Oh, we're going to be walking by Barbara Park, which is, something. Yeah, I fully expect it's actually probably going to be a really hot day today, let's be fair. Oh, people. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, welcome to Toronto. Oh, this is the place I used to work called Out on the Street. And if you go downstairs, they have these little novelty mints. And I got in such trouble while I was there because I would always be like, can we get rid of these? These were made in 2006 and you are still selling them as if it's okay. And I was always just like, this isn't okay. You're just like, no, they're mints, they're fine. I'm just like, still, if you knew that your mints were made in 2006 and Steve works there, really nice guy, never gives me a discount, but probably one of my one of the better coffee places in the city. This is the building I used to live in. So when I moved out of my ex's, uh, I had to find a place to stay. And so I found this place. It's that little narrow building right there. And I lived right at the corner unit on top. And it was lovely, but it cost $2,000 a month. And that was back when even that was, you know, it was a high price to pay. But it got me out of a bad situation. And that's why I'm thankful for. It's too expensive. It is. It is way too expensive. It was a nice place. But then as soon as I moved in there, like a month later, I moved in, and then like a week, like maybe 2 weeks after we moved in, my boyfriend at the time dumped me. But then I met like my current partner a week later. And as such, after that, I spent very little time at that space to justify spending $2,000 a month. Especially when you don't really have a job. That makes things tricky. That makes things way too tricky. Ooh, a hunter. Look at him go. This is also that exact moment where I'm just like, did I put deodorant on today? Probably not. I think I'm a mess this morning. Which, to be fair, not a far stretch. Oh, cute puppy. Also, it seems like I have a couple people who have actually signed up for a tour now. So I'm going to be giving several of them this week. So obviously I won't be doing streams with the tours. But a part of me wondering, just like, should I? Like, if the people I'm giving the tour for are open to it or want that, I would absolutely include that as part of the experience. But yeah, feels nice to have like a little bit of movement on some fronts. Mind you, I'm also coming into the fall/winter season, so everything's a little bit more dead. It's Canada in winter. No one comes to Canada in winter, unless you're from Finland, in which case you're just like, oh my god, the weather is so balmy. Oh, new place going in here. Yeah, winter's coming too quickly, is my opinion. This is Hale Coffee. I remember that I used to get their beans when I ran a coffee shop up at St. George in Bathurst. And literally, what's going on? My gimbal's acting up today. Maybe it might be the humidity in the air. It just keeps going off in other directions, so I just need to keep a better eye on it. But Hale Coffee was great. Super nice people, a lot of fun. Yeah, definitely recommend them, but I don't remember their coffee being especially good. But I remember that they were very nice. So I realized, of all things, I'm just like, I haven't done Bloor Street going east. I was just like, I'll go to Parliament and then go down. But then I was just like, wait a minute. It's actually not that much over here. But let's see. You never know. I'm off the calf, but I don't mind a decaf caffe. Oh my gosh, remember caffe? uh, remember when people just thought that Trump had a stroke? Instead of him just, I don't know, whatever he is now. Whatever it is now. More tiny hunters. Oh, those ones are... This is the St. Paul's Bloor Church. It's a nice building, actually. One thing, Toronto certainly has no shortage of, like, really classic old churches. There's, like, these folks are Anglican, which we appreciate. I believe Anglican was the first faith to recognize same-sex marriage. But certainly one that I approve of. See, last time I was here, I came to Huntley and then walked down and did Rosedale. But this time I'm just like, you know what? Let's just keep going, because I know I haven't done Riverdale on this yet. I know my friend Randy wants to do Cabbagetown tomorrow, so it's just like, for sure, we could make that happen. This time I'm just like, you know what? Let's just do a quick loop as to where we were and then come back around. It seems like the good option. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. Either way, happy to have you. And we're just going to go for a little stroll. See what launches out at us. As in PEI a few days ago, tried to go to Cavendish, but everything was shut down for the season. I can imagine that being a thing. Like, even when we went to New Brunswick, I was just like, this place is a lot more dead than I was expecting. It's nice. It's very comfortable. It's a lovely area, but like, I felt like if you were going to do a maritime walk channel, you would really have to do like a whole maritime walk channel and go different places every day. Some videos would be very short, but like a lot of the stuff out there, like architecture wise and just feeling wise, everyone out there was so lovely. Just the nicest people. Actually, I find that in most places. Whenever I travel anywhere that's not Toronto, I'm always taken aback sometimes when people are just like, oh, hi. Even when I went to Calgary, there was a guy on a bus. I was a little confused about the bus rules, but he was literally just like, oh yeah, let me tell you everything and let me tell you about my life. And then he made these beautiful like sculptures out of utensils, and he had one that was a hawk, and the hawk was just like beautifully, intricately done. Just absolutely lovely. But yeah, just one of those things I just like, this would never happen in Toronto. No one cares about it. No one quite cares enough to be able to do like, let's talk to a random stranger and then see where things go. It's nice to know that still exists. This was the gentleman was also the one who was just like, oh yeah, no one uses cards anymore. Everyone uses cash. And I'm just like, you know what? That's a good mentality to have, to be fair. I mean, it's convenient to always have your card on you with your phone, but it's like, if you have cash, then you know what you're spending. So, yeah, I understand the pros and cons. But it's a cloudy day here today. At least we're getting some nice views. This is the first time I'm doing a walk where I have a song very firmly stuck in my head that keeps getting me to try to sing it, and I'm just like, I can't do that. Because I don't want to get sued. But it's a really good song. Zoe May, who represented Switzerland this year with her song Voyage, has a new song called Dear Dick Mac, and I think it's great. So the chorus for that is going through my head rather constantly. It is just on repeat. Oh, can I make this light? I can make this light. I shall make this light. If we continue down this way, we end up, Bloor kind of turns into Danforth. Then you end up having the whole east side of the city, which, legends pray tell still exists. Out there amongst the foggy landscape. It's like Toronto, no one crosses this. No one crosses that invisible boundary. Even us, we're going down Parliament today. So I'm just like, well, that's fine. It's, wow, the sun's even coming out now? That's unusual. It was frozen last night. I think it went down to like 8. Ooh, that's brutal. Ugh. That's always terrible when just like you really just want it to be nice and warm and cozy all the time. It's like it's September. It can't quite go to full fall weather right away. It was a slow ramp up over the spring. We can't have that again. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Actually, I was thinking one of these days it might be nice to do like a stream of the path and just kind of go through as much of it as I can in a day. So you can do quite a bit. It is a big, big area. So who knows? We'll see where it goes from here. Look, another church. What are the chances? Other than fairly good. So the Church of Saint Jim Leahy of Sunnyvale. Is that a Trailer Park Boys? I don't know Trailer Park Boys very well, but I feel like that's a Trailer Park Boys reference. I always enjoyed that building. I thought it was well done. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, this is the part that has. Come on, all the way down. There you go. But I think this is the place that made like a kids park up here. Man, last time I was in this area, they were all just still putting this stuff in. So now that there's actual retail space in the bottom, it's like, oh, look at that. Mr. Leahy is the drunk. Okay, yeah, I think I remember. I vaguely remember, not like directly, but yeah, yes, I have seen an episode or two. This place looks interesting. Nice to know that there's like a little food market here now too. My only thought is I'm just like, is this like a Loblaw situation where it's super pricey? Or is this like an easier situation where it's not quite as pricey? I don't know. Let's say I felt a little bit of spittle there. And if it does start raining, I should probably put this away. But hopefully I can at least get down and do the original route I planned today before the skies open. It's just a documentary of Scotia, pretty much. There's just a nice part of the building I like to show off. Can't quite see it, but so a gallery. On the other side, we have the cemetery. Not the most lively place, but still very beautiful to walk through in its own way. And now we're at Parliament. We're going to head down and see what's around. I believe that's actually, no, it's not quite my old building. I used to live in like middle of St. Jamestown. They have a building called 666 Ontario, and that's the one I used to live in. Oh, never wake up. It's such a trap. You have all the potential in the world while you're sleeping. You can literally do anything. Dream, have fun. Once you wake up, you're just like, oh no, I am restricted in terms of what I can do. Oh, there's a Nepalese flag there. That's interesting. Haven't seen that before. Well, certainly not often, at least I should say. Of course, I have seen them before, but it is actually like this area. It's very common for low-income households, new immigrants to Canada. This is generally where a lot of people end up. And of course, the queers, because the village is around the corner. At least that's how it used to be. I don't even know if... Yeah, I don't even quite even know if that's still commonplace, but I'm wondering. That's an Ionic 6. That's a pretty little waterfall. I like when buildings try to have a water feature, and then the bright blue at the bottom, because they're just like, oh, this will all be filled in. But that was not done correctly, so it is very much not. I wonder if that's an electric field. I used to want a Tesla, but no longer. Right? But now isn't it, like, doesn't every car company have, like, at least a hybrid electric car that you can get? It's like, if you can do that, because that's, like, the best of both worlds from what I understand. But, gosh, could you imagine wanting a Tesla in today's day and age? Oof. That would come with some heavy judgment. All I know is Elon is probably still the richest man in the world and will continue to do so, but Hyundai Ioniq 6 is the electric I want. Still too pricey for me, though. Okay, I understand. Ioniq is a car. Yes. Okay, good. Good. I don't know cars. I don't know most things, actually. Let's be fair. But, yeah. Huh. I have been thinking about potentially, since living in Toronto, I haven't actually got my license, but there was an Ioniq 600 left a little bit. Okay, that makes sense. I understand now. But yeah, I don't even have my driver's license now. And if I was to get it, I would have to actually go through all of the hoops and hurdles to actually get that back. But I'm also just like, why? I live in Toronto. I don't need a car. And I don't want a car. I can't afford a car. So why? Just why? But we'll see. You never know. That's the Parliament. To its credit, not the most interesting street, but still got a lot of fun and unique things here. And Randy, my friend who I'm actually going to go with a walk with tomorrow evening, he's actually I believe, creating a tour specifically for Cabbagetown and the village. And I'm just like, that's a great idea. You should absolutely do that. So hopefully I'll get him by tomorrow. I think it'll be in the evening, 5 or 6. So yeah, the bus here sucks and trains are too advanced for Halifax. No, I understand that. Like, I'm very fortunate to live in a place where I don't need a car. But anywhere else, absolutely, I would need one and be driving everywhere. But, oh, this is like the best little pet store, by the way. So good. So, so good. You go in, it's one of those places that still like has the fish tanks in the back and you can see all the critters. It's great. I love it. But yeah, I always like to say, as soon as it comes to anything along the lines of public transit, the better your public transit is, the better your roads will be, because then the people who want to drive can drive. But if you make it really easy for people to have a car, like a way to get around that's inexpensive, more people will use that, making car trips easier and better. It's not rocket science. You don't want people on the road, give them alternatives. People still need to get places. This is my hysterical thought where they're just like, in Toronto, there's this whole thing where they're trying to rip up the bike lanes. And I'm just like, don't do that. That's the stupidest thing ever, because if you rip up bike lanes, you're pretty much telling people just like, oh, now you have to take a car. And it's like, even if it's like a couple thousand people who are using that bike lane, that's like 1,000 more cars you would need on the road just to, you know, be able to handle it. So, oh, this is gonna be loud. Apparently we had streetcars in the 50s, but they ripped them out in favor of the dirty old bus for some reason. Yeah, that's a very common thing. Most cities did that. Toronto didn't. It's actually one of the few places that actually kept streetcars, because there was pressure to put on Toronto where they're just like, we don't need streetcars, we have cars now. But because they kept them, it's actually made the system better overall. Now, are streetcars a great solution? Not always, because they absolutely are slow, and if there's not dedicated lanes, they still get stuck in traffic, meaning that they are as effective or less effective than cars. But if you have fewer cars on the road, again, it all comes back to the idea of it's faster for everyone because there's more options, and if there's more options, you can choose how you get there, and more people will choose different options based off of their own needs. So it really is a case of just better for everyone. I'm just like, look at how many people in Toronto right now are driving. I'm just like, it's unnecessary. Most of these people are literally just going someplace to work or to shop or to just live. Ooh, do like to point out that's jet fuel coffee. Excellent coffee. And it's super inexpensive. Like one of the few places you can go and actually buy like a coffee and maybe a cookie or something and have it come out to less than like, okay. It's all good to like $5 to $10. It's amazing. Doesn't exist. Is the coffee great? The coffee's fine. Like, in regards to a lot of the coffee I've had in the city, it's probably one of the better ones. I've had a lot of coffee in the city, let me tell you. This didn't take me nearly as long as I thought to go around and do a loop. You know, I think I can push this a little further. So let's do that. Public transit is one of the things I can talk about easily for hours. Because I'm just like, it's something that harms no one and benefits so many when executed well, but it requires you to have the forethought and planning to be able to make it correct in the first place. So, I don't know. Urbanization is a weird. First off, urbanization has really only existed for what, like 200 years? And the fact that we are in this radical stage of rapid acceleration, technical acceleration, it's flabbergasting. But also, you know, I have my own propaganda about things. Should open up Mr. Leahy's Greasy Scotia Dinners and Liquor Store in Toronto. I mean, to be fair, would probably do very well. I hope that he had that in Trailer Park Boys, because that'd be good. I would be curious to see that. Randy had the dirty burger, which is kind of close. Okay. And Randy was the guy who never wore a shirt, right? I can. Or was he one of the three mains? I mean, the one everyone remembers is Bubbles, right? Maybe I should watch Trailer Park Boys. I don't know if I've ever actually watched it. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Oh, no, and the other one was Julian. And he was the one who tried to make. Shoot. Julian was the big guy who. Oh, you. Okay. One of the other names rings a bell now. So it's just like, oh, that one. Okay. Good to know. I've never actually noticed this place before, but it's literally called the Golden Pigeon. I was like, that's not gonna lie, that's kind of adorable. Oh, speaking of transport, there's our bus. For as inconsistent as a lot of our transit is, we do have a fairly robust system. And it's fairly well scheduled. Is it perfect? No, it never will be. But generally, you can expect something within 10 minutes. And we're just on Gerrard now, so we're going to walk across here. No, it's pretty good. Probably good. Oh, snapped right over. Woof. Yeah, I have a lot of friends in this area, which is nice. When I walk by, I'm just like, oh, I remember this place. I know where this is. I know where I am. Barely, but sometimes. That's creepy. Just walking by the Young Street Mission and there's just this grumbly little gravelly radio voice. Almost like a War of the Worlds style sounding thing. Odd. Just odd. Oh, one weird thing I can ask everybody is if you have good podcasts, I would love to know what they are. Because I usually only have like Eurovision podcasts on my radar. And I used to listen to a couple podcasts that my friend had. But they've all kind of stopped. And most things have stopped. So it's just like, okay, well, what do I listen to now? Ooh, there's a new place called Blue A Bakery over there. I wonder if any... Or is it a place that was here and now is gone? Hard to say. Oh, no. No, it looks like there's something. Okay, so that's a new thing. And then there's a downstairs that's for sale. That makes more sense. Usually just listen to long vids. I haven't heard many podcasts. Oh, I don't know. In the past, like 5 to 10 minutes, it's gone from being very like smooth and easy. And then there's just been a wave of humidity. And just like, wow, it's not even warm outside, but I am sweating so much. Goodness gracious. Also, that's a lot of construction going on. That's too much. They should tone it down a little. Hey, you know what? While you're here, I'm going to do something for you. There. So I just made you a moderator because I trust you and you're good at talking. And yeah, I've enjoyed you. So welcome to the team. Ever since Eddie taught me that, I'm just like, well, now I'm going to do this for everyone I like. 2 seasons, winter and construction. Absolutely, that's great. I don't know if you can still hear it, but just like this is still going on. And then right here, there is another building that's being constructed. And it's like, imagine living here, right between the 2 buildings that are under construction right now. What an annoyance. Like, that would just be awful. Oh. Yeah, like this is... It is actually ridiculous how humid it became. I'm like, goodness gracious. I can normally handle a little heat, but I'm just like, this is too much. Send it back, please. All right. I'm just like, I know I was literally just here, maybe 2 days ago. But then randomly, yesterday I was going for a walk with my friend. And he's just like, oh, have you been to Allen Gardens yet? And just like, no, it's been a long time. And I was just like, wait a minute, no, it hasn't. It's been like 2 days. So I went to Allen Gardens again. And now I'm just, when I'm walking, just like, oh, there's Allen Gardens. Again. Goodness gravy. We got the squirrels playing. They're having a good time. See, I don't mind 30-degree weather. It's just when it's super, like, muggy and humid like this, is not nice. Is not good. I'm just like, no, it's no good. Send it back, do more, do different. They should get some nice views of the city. There's the Aura building. I have been in there once to play test a man's board game. The board game was fine, but I just remember being in the building and it's so tall it actually feels like it's swaying. It's is it possible for buildings to be too tall? I absolutely think so, because I think that one is. So 20%, 25% Indian, so I think I can handle it. Yeah, you can probably handle it better than me. I'm just tapioca. I am vanilla pudding. I'm just a bunch of white stuff held together with sarcasm and prayer. My background was English, French, Irish, Scottish. So I always called myself, I am the perfect English mutt. I am everything from those four corners. You know, I haven't actually been to the Allen Gardens Floral Art Gallery. I'm gonna have to check that out someday. But, when I was moving out, I remember I was looking at places to live. And one of the places to live was over here. And I really wanted it because it was like a little 2-bedroom. And it would have been 1,800 or 1,650 or something like that. It would have been easier it would have been an easier rent. But it was just absolutely gorgeous on the inside. And so quirky and interesting. And then I didn't get it, obviously. But, you know. I'm a mutt as well. My mom's side is mostly German. I think other side is British and Indian. That's cool. That's a good combination. I mean, not that it really matters. Like, we are our own people at this point, but yeah. Family makeup is a unique situation. Like, it's very interesting how we're ultimately all the same, right? But it's all our unique flavors that make us a curious combination of cultures and everything else. I don't know. I've kind of realized I'm of the mindset right now where I'm just like, do I believe in countries? Like, do I think that having the world divided up into countries is a good idea? And just like, yeah, it gives people their own culture, gives people their own backgrounds and roots, but I'm also just like, but ultimately, why? Why do we have these arbitrary divisions because people hundreds of years ago said this is mine? I don't know. God, maybe I'm swinging way too far into another liberal direction, which is fine. I didn't think I could become more liberal, but I'm always surprising myself with my ability to, you know, go a little nuts for things. Where can I go from here? Well, I'm pretty much done the route that I planned to do, but it's like, it's not raining yet. My legs haven't died. I mean, they're getting close, let's be fair. But yesterday was the day I went on 2 walks, and I didn't film either one of them, but I just had a great time walking with friends. It was like, how much of a... I guess we're just all a little bit of a silly cliche. Countries are kind of weird, but I do wish Canada had a tropical province so I can move there. Right? Like, I can understand why the idea of countries took off. But I'm also now just like, but what do they really offer? Other than, if there's a universal standard for things, then isn't that what everyone should aspire? I don't know. I do not have those thoughts as formulated in my brain as I want to. But, like... Also, there's nothing that gets you more, love online than talking about politics and religion. So, it's fine. I'm moving to the Federation, right? Just like planets, different starships. We're good. To be quite honest, I was trying to figure out what to be key H is, but I think I got it. Probably not, but that's fine. So we're now on TMU campus. I might be able to go around and come back and just walk through the quad, maybe? That might be nice. I know I do too. Do I do too much walking downtown? Maybe. If anyone's ever bored of stuff, let me know, because I will go other places. But today was mostly necessity. Just like, where do I start from? Go here? All right, we're going to go here. We're going to do a quick walk around, and we're going to go away. So, I've been to a theater on Bloor Street like 15 years ago. 15 years ago. A theater on Bloor? Like a movie theater or like a theater? I'd be curious to know which one that was, because I know that there's several theaters on Yonge Street. But I'm just trying to think of one on Bloor Street. Huh. There was an group called Pure Ownage. Oh my gosh. Pure Ownage was so stupid, and I loved it. One of my first roommates actually introduced them to me. And it was the whole, was it first person shooter Doug or whatever? Boom, headshot. That became such a catchphrase in our house. I think everyone's house, to be fair. If you saw that, you remember that line at least. But yeah, it's just like, oh my God, that's so dumb, but so great. God, pure ownage. I forgot all about. No, that's not true. I was thinking about that like 2 or 3 days ago. Goodness gracious, we are on a wavelength today. Oh. Huh. I didn't even realize they were still going in like 2010, but I guess they must have been, eh? They were funny. They were pretty good. Just remember it all being big, silly fun. All right, I'm not going to go all the way to the campus, but I'll go down Gould and then I'll flip up and then probably make my way back to the village. But yeah, again, not in a rush. May have been 2008 or 2009, actually. I mean, God, that was so long ago. That's too long ago. We should go back there. Man, remember how good it felt when Obama was elected for the first time and we're all just like, oh my God, hope and progress. What happened? I'll let all the students go ahead because they all walk very slowly. It looks like it's the orientation week. It would be wait. Orientation week must be over by now. Hmm. I'm so of the mind where I still keep accidentally calling it Ryerson still by accident. They're just like, no, it's TMU. I'm just like, that's TMI. I don't know. It's just a nice little campus that they have in the middle. I've always thought this was a really beautiful little pathway in the quad. I mean, I am the wrong person to ask because anytime I'm just like, I should order something, I look to see how much it costs, and then I'm just like, I can't afford that. This would literally cost me my arm and my leg and other things as well. So I'm the wrong person to ask about going for BOGO sushi. So, you know, keeping that in mind, I say if you want sushi and it's BOGO, then obviously sushi wins. But if it's like ordering sushi and the sushi will cost 7 times as much as it would in person, maybe not. But also Maritimes would probably have like super fresh sushi. I'll tell you what, when I'm there, we'll go for a walk, and then you tell me the best sushi place in Halifax or wherever we are. I would love to explore more of the Maritimes. After being in New Brunswick, I'm just like, super pretty, super nice. DoorDash prices are rough, 15, but including driver tip for 12 rolls. Yeah. I mean, in situations like that, I'm just like, well, I'm going to get extra then, so then I have dinner as well. But, you know, sushi can go either way, especially if you don't really have a, you know, fridge. Are you coming to Fax? I mean, hopefully one day. I'd love to. Especially because I have, like, I know that they're doing, Halifax is like rejiggering all of their Fringe Festival. And I think that's going on, like, soon? If not now? But yeah, next year I definitely want to do a lot more travel. And I kind of look at this channel as hopefully a way for me to be able to do that, but I don't know. Every city has a different flavor and character, right? So it's nice to be able to explore different ones and get a better sense of how Canada works together. One of my things, I'm just like, okay, so now that I have this channel, I have opportunities to go places. But how do I... Marketing yourself can be hard. And it's something I've never been really good with Fringe festivals. Luckily this year I had a really good title and that helped. Next year I hope to have a pretty good show. I'm still debating on which one between the couple that I'm looking for would be best. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious to see where it goes. But yeah. What I meant by that is like there's a lot of Fringe festivals over in the area that I'm just like, I would love to see this go bigger and go stronger and make it a lot of fun. But, oh. Funny enough, there is no Fringe festival in New Brunswick. And just like, it's actually kind of a perfect place for it. Because New Brunswick has not a huge population, but enough of a population that if you had a theater festival for like, even if you did what North Bay does, where you just have a weekend, you could have some really cool stuff come out of that. So, we'll see. Oh, what is a Fringe festival? Fringe festivals are essentially theater festivals, and essentially they're unjuried, meaning that anyone can submit for a Fringe festival. It costs about $30 to $50 to submit for a show. And if you're chosen, you get to perform your show as a part of the festival. And essentially you pay to be a part of it. And then in exchange, you go someplace and you do your show for a week or two. And then you keep 100% of the profits if it's Canadian. If it's American, there's other rules. But like, that's how it works there. But that's pretty much what I did this summer, is that I toured my show, which was called A Canadian Explains Eurovision to other Canadians / Americans, depending where I was. But I did my show in Orlando, and then I did it in Toronto and Hamilton. I did my other show in Calgary, and then I did it in Edmonton again. So, yeah. Now I'm just trying to figure out what my theater show that I do next year for the Fringe Festivals is going to be. Hi, Neville. Good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the group. Oh, yeah, I think that that was a bit of a good walk. I'll kind of see where we end up and then circle back around. But there is the Planet Fitness that I go to. Ironically, I'm probably going to go there after and walk some more. Because what else does one do in the gym other than torture yourself consistently? That's why I have these legs. I have a lot of things I'm just like, you know what? I'm okay with. I have great legs. I have fantastic legs. Quantifiably fantastic. I'll tell you what, next year, if I'm in your city or if I'm around your city, we'll go to a Fringe festival. We'll go see a bunch of shows, have fun. It'll be good. And Eurovision is a singing contest in Europe. And my show's explaining what it is and why I got into it, how I got into it, what I think it is, how it's fun. Yeah. This is also like an amazing board game store. So if you're ever in Toronto and you love board games, check out 401. It's also like their third location. They kept moving for like a decade. And now they've settled here. I feel like they have less board games, but like still a lot of really cool choices. Oh. Yeah. One of the things I know I need to do is to start like helping to tune into other people's channels too and making sure that I'm there for the walk-alongs. But my thing is, whenever I feel like they're scanning, I'm never on my computer. So hopefully this week I can catch more of them and then see where they are and have fun. But I feel like I'm too dumb for board games. I don't know how to hold a press the keyboard button. I'm sure you're fine. I did have to play a friend's board game recently, and it was a very simple board game. And it was a very much a kid's game with like mostly luck. But yeah, it was fun. They'd put a lot of effort into creating it, which was really cool. But yeah, I'm also I recognize that I'm a bit of a board game snob. Because I worked at Snakes and Lattes, which is a board game cafe for several years. And then I went and worked at another board game cafe. And then I worked at another board game cafe. And then I ran a board game cafe. And then I worked at, like, it's been a consistent thing, let's be fair. Used to watch a Twitch streamer who made board games named Bez. Oh, cool. That'd be really interesting to watch. Have you heard of a board game called Yogi? I think because Bez plays that. I haven't. I will check that out. That sounds like a lot of fun. Man, I love creative streams. I know all my streams are walking right now, but like, once I get into January, okay, last year I do body painting as well. And like, funny enough, Eddie was a part of my last body painting book. So that was something that was a lot of fun. But I have this whole, how do I put this? I had a really great experience with body painting over the past couple years, where in order to raise money for my Fringe Festival tours, I started a project in January where every day I raised $100. I would paint myself for another day, and I streamed them online. I did everything that I could with them. But this year, I'm planning on doing it again, but hopefully, live streaming the whole thing and then potentially going out for a walk in my paint, because I think that would be a lot of fun. Because you can't, I haven't done body painting before unless you count excessive foundation application. I mean, who hasn't painted their face many times? My only thing that I'm always just like, that makes me laugh was people are just like, oh, makeup applications, you need to connect it to your forehead. I'm just like, no, you always match your foundation to your neck, not to any other part of your face, because you're putting foundation on. That is the new face, that is the new color of your face. So like, why would you do extra stuff in that situation? It's one of those moments where you're just like, I don't quite get what's happening there, but the important thing is they're enjoying it. I'm also the age where a lot of my friends have started to get Botox. And so when I see them, sometimes I'm just like, are you surprised to see me? Or are you, okay, you're fine. It still looks lovely. I always just like, get the things that make you happy, right? But, you know, God, how do people afford Botox these days? Or is it just secretly really cheap and I had no idea? I have no idea. Yeah. Scared of Botox. Well, I mean, yeah. Botox is one of those things that I'm just like, the first couple times you get it, it's probably going to look weird. But I don't know. I'm not racing out to try it out quite yet. It doesn't seem like I need to do that. But yeah. Today, my big thing is I need to get home because I need to ensure that my book is done because it comes out on October 10th. And I'm in my recent batch of edits. I'm at page 94 and I still don't like the ending. And I still don't like what happens in the ending. So I have to sit at home and gather a bunch of details, then figure out how to write it all and make it good. So yeah, we will see how this goes. Oh, writing is too hard for me. It is the hardest thing. And it is so frustrating. And I love it, but it's so frustrating. This is like writing CP or something. That's all I can write. CPP like coding? But yeah. More construction in the village. More construction in the fun. That terrible language. Ah, interesting. I know nothing about coding. Literally nothing. I took a video game course at George Brown. And what they delivered to me was literally just a bunch of like tutorials and like things off of lynda.com, which is a great website, don't get me wrong. Like Lynda is fantastic for delivering educational experiences. But literally nothing about what the course outline should be, nothing with what I should start with. And a lot of this stuff was like really advanced. I'm just like, I don't know what coding is. I don't know. And this was a college course and it was all online just in a package that they just gave you. And then you're done. I was just like, this is, ooh. So I left that knowing probably less about coding than I did going in, which is not a good sign. Let's be fair. Just press random keys on keyboard for work. Sometimes it complies. That's a good way to look at it. Let's be fair. Ah, man. You know what I think I would like my next like special destination walking to be? At some point this year, I'd like to walk in North Bay, and just like it'd be nice to go back to hometown stuff and capture a lot of it where it is now, because you know I can share what it used to be and where I used to be able to see things and do things, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff there that's just really pretty and really interesting. It'd be nice to catch that at some point. North Bay is a town in northern Ontario. It's about 50,000 people, and it's quite lovely. Like it really is a lovely little small town that on the one hand, I miss very dearly. I have a lot of very good friends there. And on the other hand, I'm just like, well, if I never see it again, that's also fine. So I feel like that's most people's ideas and perceptions of their hometown. But yeah, couldn't say one way or the other that way. Well, if the light's on, I might as well cross. And that guy just sailed through. That was nice of him. Man, I love that click. I wonder how my gimbal knows quite which way my phone is going at the time. Well, I am close to where I shall go, but thanks for joining me on this wet and wonderful day. It is still very humid. I think I might actually be dead right now. I don't know, we'll find out. But it has been lovely to have you. I'm glad I got something out today. I might even do another later, because you never know. But thank you for joining the team, Teamy. It's great to have you. And it's been a lovely little walk. So I hope to see you guys again very, very soon. Bye.